Good morning, everybody. Glad you found me. YouTube is doing its. Thank you, Marianne. I needed bouncing on this morning. Yeah, YouTube is doing its best this morning, as usual. Go live, and it gives me something went wrong. Try again. And then when I tried again, all it did is brought up a screen to start a new stream. Okay. So how is everybody this morning? I am doing well. It is very dark and cloudy here today. Actually, they're saying rain. And I really wish that my weather forecasting folks would, I am out of focus, would get it right once in a while. It has not, why am I so out of focus this morning? Is it because I'm not wearing my glasses that I can't see myself? Or am I actually out of focus? Yes, I'm out of focus. There it goes. Okay, and yeah, it's only in the 70s here, which I like. Yeah, not enough coffee. Right, exactly. I'm out of focus because I haven't had enough coffee. You're right about that. So my weather forecast for the past several weeks has not included any rain. Guess what it's going to do today? Rain. Like from now until at least noon, 1 o'clock. Now, what gets me about this is it was getting hot yesterday, so I finally watered my garden, and today it rains. Yeah, just go figure. So, has everybody got their coffee this morning? I hope so. I'm working on my first cup right now, and I will probably have to go get a second one before too much longer. Or wash, yeah, definitely. If you wash your car, you can be sure that it's going to rain the next day. Yep. Ooh, settled into your beanbag chair. You know what? I would really love to have a great big beanbag chair. I used to sleep in one, and I absolutely loved it. That would be fun. I'd have to get rid of some furniture, but it would be fun. Oh, so has everybody had a good week? I know that Julianne has had a good week. Her book is out and published and live, so you can order it now. I have got to go in today and do my review for you, Julianne. I definitely want to leave you a really good review. Yeah, Marianne, I definitely agree. Getting back up off the floor level is the harder part. You know, and it's funny because I used to sit on the floor when I was young. I used to sit on the floor all the time. I mean, probably right up into my 30s. I did not mind sitting on the floor. And then once I started into my 40s or so and my knees started giving me problems, I was like, yeah, floor, not so much. Deep cleaning and purging. Oh, God, Melissa G. Tell you what, when you're done with yours, come up to my house. You can help me. I need to do a whole lot of that. My brothers are supposed to be coming today. This is the third weekend now that they're supposed to be coming. And let's see if they make it. They were going to go over to the Iron Triangle over in Fostoria, Ohio, and watch trains for a while. And then they were going to come this way. So let's see if that really happens. I keep getting notifications on my phone. I'm kind of concerned that maybe it'll be from them saying, let's make it next weekend, like they've done the last 2 weekends. But hopefully they're going to come here and pick up a big box of DVDs that we have out in the garage that we've been wanting to get rid of. And I told my brother to bring my other brother down and let him sort through them. And he said, oh, we'll just take the box home and he can sort through them there. Fine with me. That gets them out of my garage. So I had a really nice time yesterday evening. One of my favorite musicians, he's a YouTube channel, of course, and he plays English, Irish, Scottish fiddle music. And he did a live stream last night, and that was really fun. And I even picked up a subscriber. Well, hello, Icy Butt. How are you this morning? If you guys can hold on for just one moment, I think he wants to go out on the front porch. So I will be right. Okay. Yep, I'll take you there. And it is rain, isn't it? Oh, you're all covered with burrs. Hi, Steve. Enjoy. He is all covered with burrs. Oh. Now he's going to sit out there and bark. I think he's mad at me because I'm not sitting out there with him. Usually I take my coffee out and hang out on the porch with him in the mornings. Good morning, Linda. Nice to see you here. I saw your post, your little ghost thing. That was really cute. And once again, my camera is not wanting to focus. Come on, camera. Focus, focus, focus. Wonder how long it's going to take before he realizes, no, Mom isn't coming out. What am I up to this weekend? I am going to continue working on my Secret Tunisian project. Hopefully get it done. I really, really want to get it done. I'm getting the gotta finishes. Good morning, Tank. Welcome in. Nice to see you. I like your little sunflowers out there. Yeah, now that I've got all the yarn I need to be able to finish the thing, I want to get it done and out of my way so that I can not feel guilty about doing something else. Because I have so many whips that I need to work on. I have been working on Amber's Nature's Embrace off and on. And I'm basically doing it in blues and greens, different shades. And I had lost one of my skeins of blue yarn. And I was like, where could a skein of yarn go? Icy doesn't mess with my yarn, so I wasn't worried about that. So I was like, where the heck did I put that yarn? And I saw like a tail of it hanging in from my clothes basket. So I kind of tugged on the tail and it felt like it was connected to something. So I kept following that tail, and lo and behold, there's my skein of yarn. So yay, I found it again. Now I can continue on with the blanket. Tank, don't worry about focusing very good. My camera isn't focusing very good either, so hey, everything's blurry this morning. And then other than crocheting, if my brothers do make it down, hopefully we're going to do a barbecue. We will see. What is everybody else up to this weekend? If there's anybody here in the chat who has not poured some coffee on the camera, ooh, no, I don't think so. It's on the top of my computer. So pouring coffee on the camera would mean pouring coffee on my computer, and I don't think that goes together very well. Thanks for the suggestion, though. If there are any of you in here, speaking of marketing book promotion, if there are any of you in here who have not yet read Julianne or Frizzy Bee, if you have not read her book, you need to definitely go to Amazon and check it out. I would love for everybody to get a copy of it. Good morning, Lana. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, everybody go get her book. And if you have grandkids, young kids, it's definitely a great book to share with them. I know that she is planning on getting some copies to sign. So if you want to get a signed copy, she will be having those fairly soon, I think. Yes, Melissa, I would like to get a signed copy as well. Early October. Okay, I'll be looking forward to that. Yeah, that is taking a while. I think you had said you were going to try and have some this weekend, but that's okay. That will be a good timing for me. Um, I can make sure to set aside the money. When I have money at that time of the month, I will set some aside just for that book. Yeah, do you have your website up to where you could pre-order? Oh, that stinks, Julianne. That I mean, it's your book for good grief. I mean, they just need to get it together. But yeah, you could set up your if you could set it up on your website. Yeah, to do pre-orders for signed copies, and everybody can, as they have the money, they can go in and do their order, and when you get them, you can just ship them on out. You had to buy one at full price. Your own book, you had to buy at full price. That's just craziness. You guys can't see it because with the glare from my computer screen, I'm showing up fairly bright, but it is so dark in here this morning. It's crazy. Usually I have the opposite problem with it being too bright, but today it is really dark in here. There, turn on my ring light and make it look a little bit like sunshine in here. So I think I'm gonna crochet a bit if I can find what I did with my hook. Okay, maybe I'm not gonna crochet a bit. Huh, what did I do with that hook? I didn't think I had moved it from here. Okay, that's just weird. I guess I'll use this one and hope it's not too small. I'm kind of working on this moss stitch lap blanket that I'm making. I really like how this yarn is looking, how it's working up. I love the little speckles. Makes me think of a strawberry frosted donut with speckles on top. Oh, Marianne, another bib dicky to go with your mom's cardigan. She would probably love that. Well, Julianne, I hope you sell out of all 50 really quick and have to order 50 more. So yeah, I took Icy out and it has started raining. So hopefully it can do its thing and get it out of its system. Tammy, have you started using your new mandala yarn or figured out what you're going to do with it? Hey, $16.99 including shipping is not bad at all. That's a really decent price, actually. Yeah, later on this month when I get my check, I will definitely set aside money for that. Ooh, a shawl. That yarn will make a beautiful shawl, definitely. Have you, Amber has her most recent shawl that she did for her cousin's wedding. I'm not sure if she's got it up yet for sale, but that's a really nice shawl, very simple. Um, Julianne, you know what? I mean, you've got to charge shipping. You'll go broke if you try to sell them without shipping. I mean, that's almost half of your money for your book if you don't charge shipping. You don't want to do that. Um, Morning, Monique. How are you today? I hope everything is well with you. But yeah, you definitely have got to charge the shipping. Um, right, exactly, Julianne. I mean, unfortunately, Amazon doesn't do stuff for free either, and neither does the post office. So, and post office just keeps upping their price, and their service definitely has not gotten any better. The package that I was sending down to Marty in Georgia went all the way out to Dallas, Texas. Now, please tell me why a package that's supposed to be being returned to South Bend, Indiana, which is, pretty straight shot up from Georgia, maybe a little to the left, but, come on, when you look at a map, I'm pretty much directly north of Georgia. Why would it go all the way across the country to Dallas, Texas? It really is making a world tour. Then it went from Dallas, Texas, back to Atlanta, Georgia, instead of coming up north to South Bend, Indiana. Now, what's really crazy about this whole thing? I had put in a ticket on it to find out what, have them let me know what was going on with it. They closed the ticket. Okay? And basically told me, we're going to try and get a hold of the where it's at now and make sure that it gets back to you. Sure, right. Close the ticket. Then the next day, I get a survey from US Postal wanting to know how I felt about their resolution to the issue. And I was like, what resolution? I still don't have the package. Nothing is resolved as far as I can see. So you better believe every place I had a chance to put comments in on that survey, I gave them the worst rating possible and nasty comments to boot because I was not happy. Now, what's bad about it is probably nobody really reads those surveys. So I doubt that anybody will get back to me on it. But it's ridiculous. And what's crazy about it is when they responded to me with their so-called resolution, they responded by email. I had specifically asked for an agent to call me. Did I get a call? No, I did not get a call. So, they fell down on the job all over the place as far as I'm concerned. And yes, they definitely need to know that they need to do better because this is insanity. I mean, this thing was shipped out in August. Here it is midway through September, and it's still floating around out in the world somewhere. Now, hopefully it'll make it back up to South Bend and they'll get their heads out of their butts here and not ship it back down to Indianapolis or Atlanta or something like that. And what's crazy is I specified in the ticket that all the package needed was lot 37 added to the address. Anybody who had their hands on that package, for one thing, if there's issues with the package and it's being returned to sender, it would seem to me that anybody that has hands on that package should be able to look it up and see if there's a ticket for that package. No, that doesn't happen. They just want to scan it through and throw it in a bin to go to wherever the next place is that they end up sending it. To me, our postal service has just gotten really, really lazy. Nobody wants to do any work. Just scan it and get it out of their hands. I mean, I understand you have a certain quota of packages that you have to ship or whatever. But, come on. If there's a problem with the package, fix the problem. Get it where it's supposed to go or get it back to the person who sent it out so they can correct it. But no, instead I'm getting punished with it going all over the world. See, now that's just crazy, Mary. August 19th, Connecticut from Missouri, and she just got the package. That's crazy. Did you look at the tracking and see where it had gone? Because I mean, I've been following this package all through its travels. And, it just, I mean, it cracks me up, yes, but it also just really makes me mad that our postal service is this bad. Yeah, in transit, arriving late. That's what I've been getting too. But then I go and look at the tracking history and see where all it has gone in between all that arriving late. Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty fanatical about it too, Mary. Sometimes I'll check 2 and 3 times a day to see if there are any updates on it. So yeah, I uh, I like to keep track of where stuff is at. I'm thinking I'm just going to probably end up having to send Marty the money back that she sent me to ship the thing, and hope that maybe someday it'll make it back to me. I don't know. And I could put in a claim with the post office, but I really don't know how to value the package since I mean, it's a handmade outfit that I crocheted. Well, Sassy Mary, when I put in an inquiry, the answer that I got back is that they would attempt to contact the most recent distribution center that it was at and get it back to me. Well, not putting much trust in that because it went from Dallas, Texas, all the way back to Atlanta again. And I don't know how many times it's been in Atlanta, at least 5, 6, maybe. So it's crazy. I mean, if I was to make that outfit and sell it to somebody, I guess I would probably charge at least a couple $100 because it is a sleeveless top, but it's long. It's lace at the bottom of it. Um, and then it has a long skirt that goes underneath it that if you wear the two together, it pretty much looks like a dress because I did 2 layers of lace at the bottom of the skirt that kind of matched the lace on the top. So it looks basically like a 3-tiered dress when you wear them both together. So yeah, I would charge at least a couple hundred to make that for somebody. Couple hundred if they bought the yarn. And that was made with Hobie Metallico, which is a somewhat the Metallico Fine. I don't work with the 4-weight Metallico. So yeah, it was definitely some work involved in making it. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I mean, if it goes to a point where it's going to miss getting to her before she leaves for Ireland, I'll just have to send her money back because there's no way, if it doesn't get here soon, there's no way it's getting to her before she leaves for Ireland. Yeah, that is pretty crazy, Mary. I agree. Yeah, I know they're Melissa, I do not know. I know, well, she was working on sewing the underdress for it, and Raylene had been making squares for her, and um, that package had gone awry too, but she finally got it, I think, yesterday. Yeah, Tank, I know. If I file a 200 claim, I'd get 100. Well, at least with the 100, I could buy more yarn. But yeah, Raylene had been making squares for her to make the top, and somehow her package was still showing out for delivery, but her landlord brought it to her. So somehow he had gotten, think they're sending packages by horse and buggy. I don't know what they're sending them by, but I mean, we used to call U.S. Postal snail mail as a joke, but these days it might be true. They're carrying it on the backs of snails. And you know, if things are this bad now, I really hate to think of what it's like going to be like for the holidays. Scary stuff. Glad I don't have to send packages anywhere. Receipts for the yarn? Well, that will be hard to do because I actually made that. Hello, Nifty. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate you coming to visit. Yeah, I actually crocheted that outfit several years ago, so I know I don't have receipts for that yarn anymore. And I bought it online, so, you know, I know that that's not. And what's interesting is that outfit, the top, was a pattern test that I did for Journey Chanel. And when I ordered my yarn to make the thing, I had been I had wanted to make something with the rose gold Metallico Fine. I just fell in love with that color. So um, I ordered that yarn. I ordered 20, 20 little balls of it. And when I got my order from Hobby, I only got 10. So I emailed them and said, and I had been waiting quite a while to get the yarn. So I had emailed Hubby and said, good news, I got my yarn. Bad news, I only got half of what I ordered. So they the asked me to take pictures of it and to take a look at the package and see if it looked like anything had happened to the package. So when I opened the package up further, I could see on the inside of the package there were some really dirty marks, and they had like folded it down and taped it really well. So somewhere along the line, they destroyed half the yarn that was in that package. Did they bother to tell me that they had destroyed half the yarn? No. But when I took the pictures and took the pictures of the inside of the bag and they could see that it was all dirty and everything, they went ahead and immediately shipped out another 10 balls of yarn to me. So their customer service was excellent. And I got that package within about 2 days, 2 to 3 days, which is normally what the shipping has taken from hubby to me. So, it went through no problem. Tank printing the online receipt would be pretty much impossible because, like I said, that has been years ago. So I doubt that that order is even in the system anymore. I don't know how long they would hold on to those, but I doubt it. I doubt it's more than a couple years. I would have to look back at my pictures on my phone and see. Actually, in fact, I'd probably have to look back at the pictures on my tablet and see when exactly it was that I crocheted that thing. Because I'm thinking it's probably maybe 5 or even 6 years ago that I crocheted it. And crazy me, I make these beautiful dresses and stuff. I never wore that one. Never, ever. Not even just wear the top. I never wore it. And yeah, so I was really happy to send it off to Marty with the hopes that she would get to wear it over in Ireland somewhere. Okay, Melissa, thanks for stopping in and spending some time. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day, and I hope to see you back tomorrow. Take care. Well, Sassy Mary, being that she's a good friend, I would hope that she wouldn't think you were being dishonest. But anybody that knows what the Postal Service is doing these days would have no problem believing that a package had gotten stuck out in La La Land somewhere. But anyway, that's enough about U.S. Postal. They're going to do what they're going to do. Oh, I think when I'm done with the live, I'm going to go out and sit on my front porch and enjoy the rain. I can hear it, just barely hear it raining out there. I love the sound of rain. And I love the smell of rain too. Yep. Yeah, I need to go brush him. He's somehow, well, I can't say somehow because they went out to the state park this morning. So I know just how he got his fur all full of burrs. So now I get to brush him, which I've been brushing him a lot lately because this is shed season and my floor was looking like I had a fur rug, basically. So, yeah, he basically has been getting brushed for a little while every day and trying to get all the loose fur out. So now I get to get loose fur and bunches of burrs. He's going to love that. Not. It's supposed to get really warm again beginning of next week. In fact, they're saying maybe even up in the 90s. So he's going to get another bath when it warms up that much. He claimed one section of my garden because my garden is a raised bed, permanently built raised bed, and it's got 3 sections that are 8 feet across and 2 sections in between those 3 that are about 4.5 feet across. So I've got stuff planted in 2 of the sections is all. And so he has claimed one section of my garden. So he's gotten into the garden and dug down and made himself kind of a hole just big enough for him to curl up and lay in. And that's where he likes to hang out when he's out in the backyard. In fact, at night, he has been sleeping out there in the garden. So I told my husband that he had planted himself. And my hubby said, well, maybe if we bury him, he'll grow more dogs. I said, God, I hope not. The one is bad enough. '81 already this morning. Oh, good grief. So how warm is it supposed to get, Mary? I think we're only gonna get to mid to upper 70s here today, which is perfect if you ask me. Hot? Yeah, well, if it's already 81, yes, I can definitely believe hot. Okay, nothing from my brother. Good. A high of 90? Yuck. That's gross. Yeah, it is very overcast here too, Lana. In fact, it's raining, um, which they didn't predict until early this morning. 97? Ugh, God. But what's your humidity like? You have a lot of humidity? Yeah, right now it's 62 today, here right now, 74 for our high today. But then tomorrow it's supposed to be, oh, they brought the temperatures down some. We're not going to hit 90s next week, but we are going to hit mid 80s. So that's okay. I'll take that. Actually, I don't mind having the 70s and low 80s because my tomatoes are ripening really nicely. And in fact, I need to, after this rain all stops, I need to go out and pick tomatoes because I've got a ton ripe. I need to freeze some or give some away again. I've been keeping my neighbors on either side supplied with tomatoes, so maybe I need to give them a fresh batch today. My little cherry tomatoes, when they're, I've been trying to pick them when they're just like at peak ripeness, and they are so sweet. They're so good. I like to just sit and get a bowl of them, wash them up, and have a little container of ranch dressing and just dip my little cherry tomatoes in and pop them in my mouth. Oh, they're so good. I think if we do steaks on the grill today, I'm gonna do a tomato and cucumber salad with all my fresh. I got a couple of fresh cucumbers the other day, and I got a lot of tomatoes. So I think I'll do a salad. I had a vine over at one side of my garden that the vines over there for some reason just did not do real well. They didn't like that spot. So it just had a couple little cucumbers on it. So when I picked the two bigger cucumbers the other day, Icy was kind of checking them out because he loves cucumbers. So I went over and picked one of the smaller ones off the other vine and chopped it up for him and gave it to him. And he had big fun chowing that thing down. Wow, thunder. Maybe I'll actually get to see a storm today. We have had very few storms this summer. We usually get several severe warned storms, and we barely had any. Of course, we barely had rain this summer either. The way it's been going, we've been getting rain like every other week or so. So things have been really dry. I've had to water my garden a whole lot this year. And I hadn't watered it for a few days because it was so cool. And we did have one day of rain last week that we got a really good heavy rain. So I didn't water for a few days because it was cool enough that it wasn't drying the soil out that fast. But then when it started heating up again, I figured I'd better give the garden some water. So I watered yesterday, and today it's raining. But that's okay. It's coming to the end of the season here pretty soon. I'm going to have to start yanking everything out of the garden and try and get it cleaned up for next spring's planting. And I talked to my hubby about downsizing my garden a little bit. I wanted to do it this spring and never really did get to it. So I'm hoping maybe I can get him to help me do that. Oh, wow, Marianne, that's not good. That's pretty shady. Fried green tomato time? Yeah, I've got some green tomatoes out there I could do fried green tomatoes with. One of my favorites is yellow summer squash. I love fried yellow summer squash. Now my hubby has been doing he slices up zucchini and then coats them with olive oil and puts them on a sheet pan in the oven and puts some salt and pepper and garlic and stuff on it. That is yummy too. You know, Marianne, yeah, $15, yes, on a fixed income, $15 is definitely a lot. I mean, that could be a couple of meals when you're on a fixed income, you know? So yeah, that's shady. Oh, really? Well, Lana, what I do is I take one egg and a splash of milk and whip it all together. And then I dip my green or my yellow squash slices, and I slice them fairly thin because I like to get them crispy. And if you slice them too thick, they cook through, but they get kind of more on the mushy side. So I slice them fairly thin and I coat them in the milk and egg mixture. And then I do like a and flour and herbs and garlic, salt, and pepper kind of seasoning and mix it in with the flour. Sometimes I'll throw in maybe some panko breadcrumbs or cracker crumbs, sometimes some cornmeal, but I mix that all together in with the flour. After I've coated it in the milk and egg, I throw it in the flour and throw it in the hot oil and let it get brown on one side, flip it, get it nice and golden brown on the other side, and you're good to go. And I mean, you basically just need to gather the family around and eat it as it's coming out of the pan, because that's when it is absolutely the best. You put it on paper just long enough to drain a little bit of the oil off of it, but then it's like, come and get it, because right after it comes out of the pan, out of the oil, is when it is absolutely the best. So yeah, it is really good. And I haven't made it this year, so I need to make some. I've got one really big zucchini that kind of hid under the leaves. I had gone out and picked zucchini a couple of times and missed that one. And my hubby brought it in. He said, "Didn't you see this one?" I was like, "Where was that hiding?" It's this big monster zucchini. So I think that one's going to get grated up and made into a zucchini cake or zucchini bread. I need to get some flour today. Has anybody ever had a savory zucchini bread? I know, people usually when you make zucchini bread, a lot of people make it sweet, but I also have a recipe for a savory zucchini bread that is really good. Um, I also have a recipe. Well, let's say I had a recipe because I don't know if I still have it or not. Check my old phone because I kept it in my notes on my old phone. So maybe I do still have it. It's a recipe that my aunt had given me, and best zucchini bread or zucchini cake ever. It's a chocolate zucchini cake. And when I started baking stuff sugar free for my husband, I was using, yeah, Marianne, baking in a camper, yeah, would be difficult because you'll be baking right along with whatever else it is that you're actually cooking. Um, would not be fun. So let me look and see if nope, it's not on this one. So it's on my phone before this one, which is dead and gone. So I'll have to contact my aunt again and have her send me the recipe again. But what I did, I would substitute monk fruit for the sugar in the recipe, and it was excellent, really excellent. Only thing about using monk fruit as opposed to sugar is whatever you make, you have to, one, eat it up fairly quickly, or two, put it in, well, in fact, you have to do both. You have to eat it quickly and put it in the refrigerator, because stuff made with sugar substitutes will mold a lot quicker than stuff made with sugar. So, yeah, when I would make a zucchini chocolate cake, because it's so moist, we have to put it in the fridge to keep it from going bad. And a lot of times, being that it's just the hubby and I, a lot of times we don't get through an entire cake before it goes bad. Um, just because we aren't huge sweet eaters, even though it's sugar free. We just, maybe one piece a day as dessert, or my hubby likes to have a piece of cake in the morning with his morning coffee. And so, yeah, we just don't go through cakes real fast. My brother gave me some glass bakeware, and I've got some pans that are only probably maybe 5 inches across by 8 inches long. They're just, they're really small little baking dishes, and they are a really nice size to bake a little cake in. And then, we can, if I made like a batch of zucchini cake batter, I could bake 2 of those cakes and actually freeze one and have it for later while we ate the unfrozen one. That would probably work out really well. So yeah, I really like those pans, because they're perfect when you're only feeding 2 people. I need to check my rhubarb out in the backyard too and see how it's looking. Surprisingly, it had not died back during all the heat this summer. It actually kept growing. And maybe me watering the garden as much as I did kept it going. I don't know. But as of the last time I looked at it, the rhubarb was looking pretty good. So I could probably, I was thinking the other day about doing a strawberry rhubarb cake. I've got a yogurt cake recipe that I've got posted on my community tab. And it is a really simple yogurt cake, but you can add, like, it's made primarily with vanilla, but you can add any flavoring into it that you want, substitute orange or lemon or something like that. Or you can add fruit into the batter. So I made it a lemon blueberry cake one time, and that was really good. I'm thinking I probably could make it a strawberry rhubarb cake and have it turn out really well. Julianne, rhubarb is kind of an acquired taste, I think. People either really love it or don't like it at all. When I was a kid, my mom used to make rhubarb sauce, and that was really good. It took quite a bit of sugar because rhubarb is not a bit sweet. So you definitely have to sweeten it up some. But yeah, Marianne, it's hard to get rhubarb down south. It doesn't grow real well down there. It kind of likes the northern climates. Although I did have a discussion with Marty one time because she was wanting to grow some rhubarb. And I kind of did some research for her and found a couple of kinds of rhubarb that you can grow down in the south, and it will thrive down there. Missy, that sounds yummy. A rhubarb custard pie, that really sounds good. And it's nice to see you. Unfortunately, we have come to an hour plus, and I think I am going to jump off of here and go get another cup of coffee and go out and brush the burrs out of Icy's fur. And I didn't get a lot of crocheting done today, but that's okay. It's not bad to take a break. I have been crocheting almost all day, every day here lately, so um, it doesn't hurt my feelings any to just take a break. um, I will see you guys tomorrow. I do plan on being back on here again, same time tomorrow, 9:30, if YouTube is nice and lets me open up my live stream like it's supposed to. I don't think I'm going to try scheduling it because that seems to be when I run into problems. So just be watching for a notification around 9:30 Eastern time, whatever time that is for the rest of you. I don't know. It's too early in the morning to think about that. So I haven't had enough coffee to do math yet. So everybody, I hope that you all have a wonderful day and spend it doing the things that make you happy. And I will see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.